Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Days with Kay. So, today we're going to do a very different kind of video. We're going to be touring my almost finished island with the theme of Harry Potter. So, here we start with my entrance. So, this is the game called Animal Crossing, by the way, Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, I've never really played the very first game. I've only started playing this game since my friends were very hooked up to it. And it also, I thought, when I first saw the game, it was very cute. I thought it was very cute. The graphics were great. And I love anything that has anything to do with decorating and, just basically expressing yourself in a game. So this was perfect for me. So, okay, let's get started at the very entrance of my island, which is basically the airport. So from the airport, you're going to exit down to platform 9 3/4, obviously. And we have here the cart and a suitcase wherein they have to run into the wall to get passed through to the train. Now, I could have added some train tracks, but I decided not to, but who knows? I might change it up a bit. Over here we have Flourish and Blots and Ollivander. Now for the signs, I had to make them on my own because I couldn't find anything in the custom designs. So in this game, you can make your own designs, especially for the uniforms. I also made these. I found somebody at first who made the uniforms, and then I decided I wanted to make them by myself so that I could display them in my shop, which we will see later. So this is Diagon Alley. So you have here Ollivander's Wand Shop, and I also made these custom designs for the wands that are stacked into the shelves. I wanted some color into this area, and so I decided with the blues and the reds. And then, of course, we have here Flourish and Blots where they can get their books. I also included where the students could buy their pets. So I have like a bird cage over here, a spider, and as well as I just put the hamster just because. Hehe. So next up, we're gonna go into our Gringotts and Cemetery, which, by the way, we're gonna pass by this lovely poster, this wanted poster of Sirius Black, which is amazing. Whoever made this poster, you are amazing and so talented. I could never do that. So we're gonna run into Gringotts. This is my Gringotts. So you know how the front of Gringotts has like a leaning tower? So there was no way I could make a custom design of it. So I just decided to use this leaning tower of Pisa to signify that feature of the bank. And then we have up here some lamps to give it a little bit of pizzazz. And of course, the dragon that's guarding, right? The guarding the bank, or who was trapped in the bank. And then I also used a lot of money bags and gold because we all know that goblins love their gold, right? So I put them all the way high up, just like in the movie, where because they're so small, they prefer to be high up. Now let's go to our cemetery. So we have here James and Lily Potter in Godric's Hollow. May their souls rest in peace. Now, in this part, I decided to decorate it with a lot of black flowers to signify a cemetery. So we have black lilies and black tulips and black roses. And I also put here a lily of the valley because, it's Lily Potter. And I think it was just a nice little touch to it. And that's our cemetery. And then down here, we have a few of my villagers' houses. So this is Kid on the right, and then we have Frigga, which is one of my penguins on the left. She's not home right now. And then lastly is Blue Bear, which is actually my favorite villager, she's a tiny cub. We could probably visit her later. And then we have here Fang, who is a wolf, I believe. He's very sweet. Moving up to Hogwarts. So we're gonna start off over here. We're gonna be going up our Hogwarts Courtyard. So I decorated the entrance with some panels to make it look like a castle. I found this in the custom designs and I just decided to put them up as my castle walls. And then I used these Valiant statues. They didn't have like eagle ones, like the ones that they have in the movie itself. So I improvised and decided to use these statues as the front of my entrance, which is actually really nice. So we're gonna come here. We have our courtyard, and I decorated it with some marketplace designs, decorations, as well as some displaying some outfits to represent the students, and as well as the house logos on the ground. Now, I really love this part because it is the first thing that you see when people come and fly into my island. So I'm very proud of this area on my island. Now, from the courtyard, we are now entering one of the very first classrooms that you will see, and it is the potions classroom. Now, a lot of my friends really loved this area. It was one of the first classrooms that I finished and really put into detail. So I put here some brick flooring, which is also another custom design. I used wooden stools and black tables, and I was very concerned as to what to use as cauldrons for the students, and I was glad that in the end these pots, these crafted pots, are actually big enough to look like cauldrons for this classroom. And then I used a lab experiment decoration as well. And I put here like a skeleton because you know how you use like some bones when using or making potions. And I used a, this is actually called a kettle. I'm sorry, I forgot the name of this kettle bathtub, I believe, and it was just the perfect size to make a cauldron, as well as the flames are very nice, especially at night, and it's just really cool to see it really bubble like a cauldron in the actual movie. And then, of course, it wouldn't be potions without Snape, so I displayed a Snape custom designed outfit to have him into the classroom. And then I just finished it off with some bookshelves, a stained glass window, and of course some potions and bottles in the back. And to whoever made these designs again, please try to find them. They are so nice, they're so creative and very talented. Now we are heading down to our maze. This part I kind of had some problems with because I didn't know what a good maze would look like. So this maze would obviously represent from the movie Goblet of Fire, where they had the Triwizard Cup and they had to go through a maze basically. Oops, gotta go through there. And of course, over there we have the dragon. I was actually thinking if I should put multiple dragons. I probably should, because you know how they each had a dragon. Each champion had a dragon to fight over their egg with. But we'll see. Again, this is an unfinished island. It's almost done, but not completely. So this is our maze. Now I have a blank spot here on the left, which I've left for making my snowboy, because in this game, for you enable for you to get winter recipes, you have to have a clear spot wherein you have to roll or make snowballs to make these snowboys. So over here we are entering another courtyard to Hogwarts. So on the left here we have the Transfiguration Classroom. Now I didn't really know, I wasn't very sure as to what else I could put into this classroom, since there's not really much. Like even if I search it up, it's just a huge classroom with McGonagall as a cat and desks and a globe and a chalkboard. But other than that, that's all I could honestly really think of. But if you have any ideas as to what I could add into this classroom, I would really appreciate it, and you could put it down in the comments below. From here, let's go to the right and see this other side. I've decided to put Hagrid's hut over here. And of course, this is obviously our Forbidden Forest, because Hagrid's hut is located right in front of the Forbidden Forest. Oops. So I really had to choose which villager to pick for me to be able to get that right house, the right looking house for Hagrid's hut. So this is Deirdre. I believe she's a doe. So her house was the perfect fit for Hagrid's hut, in my opinion. And this is her house inside. It's a lot of fall in it. So she has like the trees bounty arc, she has the colored leaves flooring, a hammock even, and some mush logs. It's very cute, very outdoorsy, and it's just very fitting for her character. Now we came from Hagrid's hut on the right. We are going up back here to see my museum. I also transformed it into a courtyard and I also added the other house logos on the ground as well as a Hogwarts logo as well, and I just added some trees and benches to make it look like, students could like rest here. And I probably will be adding some more designs, display more outfits to again represent the students. On the right, we have more classrooms. These are my library, charms class, and dark arts, defense against the dark arts classrooms. So here we have Professor Flitwick, where Harry and the gang performed their Wingardium Leviosa. So I used these cartoonist sets. I probably could have used something else, but when I was first doing this classroom, this looked like the perfect one since it had like a quill on it, as you can see right here on the top. So I thought it was perfect, because they used a feather in the movie to levitate. And I also finished it off with more books because it was decorated with more books in the movie, as well as tall glasses, window panes, and I added some stained glasses as well to this classroom because I just thought it was really pretty. Now, below our charms classroom is the library, and I really wanted to highlight specifically the restricted area where Harry had to find out where Nicholas Flamel was, or who Nicholas Flamel was. And I have the lantern that he broke in the movie, and a open book to represent that certain or specific scene as well. And then I added some school desks and chairs so that the students could study in their own private area in the library. Now we have our last classroom on the left, which is the Defense Against the Dark Arts. For this classroom, I had a really difficult time decorating and allocating the space because I really, really wanted to include this pterodactyl into my decorations for the classroom, just like in the movie where they had one hanging, but obviously we don't have any walls or it's not an inside room, so I can't hang anything of the sorts. So I just decided to use the actual fossil in the game, which I was actually happy about because I can now use it. It's just like in the movie. And then I added some candles to put some light in this classroom. And again, I could not put a lot of things because of the space that I had. And I did not want to take out more trees in my forbidden forest as well. So I just settled for this setup of the classroom with the candles on the student's desk. And of course, we have the iconic closet for the Bogart. So I used a dark wood, I believe it's dark wood or a black antique closet for this. And then we have up here, just like in the movie where you can go up, there's like a little room that you could go up where the teacher is has his little office. So I added some bookshelves and more potions here in the shelf also. And since we don't have any real pixies in the game, I used the regular bird cages and changed the color to blue to signify pixies. Should I be even be adding more cages? Probably should be, because there's more pixies in this world. We'll see. Now we're moving on to the left side of my second level of the island. in this part, we are going to find our Herbology Classroom. So I started off the entrance with a Tree's Bounty arc, which is only found when you are in the fall season. You can craft this item. So luckily I'm in the southern hemisphere, so when I started this game, it was going into the fall or autumn season, and I was able to craft and gather the items for this um, decoration. So here, coming in, you have the table in the middle, and I have some moss balls. They're called moss balls. And I wanted it to represent basically the mandrakes here. And I just decorated everything else with all the plants that they had in the game. So we have some monstera plants, some fan palms, a bonsai shelf, some anthuriums, and then in the back, I wanted it to look like a greenhouse. So I used these window panels, and I was so happy that I was able to find this design where it had vines growing outside, which is the perfect design or look for my herbology classroom. So yes, this is my herbology classroom, and they didn't have earmuffs in the game, so they had these hats with flaps by the ears, so I settled for that one. So we're moving on to the next part to the left of my island, which is actually my flowers area or my flower garden, I guess. Down here is where red would usually appear, so I made an incline instead of having to use a ladder all the time. And then the black flowers area, our roses, our tulips, and our cosmos. They're so pretty, but they're so hard to grow, and it takes so much time to cultivate them as well in this game, if you know what I mean. And then we have the reds beside the pinks and one lane of orange. I'm trying to grow more orange tulips to finish this lane, but it keeps growing these windflowers, which grow like crazy. And then here, down here is the blues and the purples. It's so pretty when they're close by or they're side by side together. It's it's one of my favorite parts in the garden. And of course, our only green variation here, which is the mums, the green mums. I wish they had more colors or had more flowers with the green color, but hey, we're not the creators of this game. And of course the rest of the oranges, the yellows, and the whites as well. And then I decided to make a little waterfall area where I decorated the little paths with the stained glass patterns. And on the left, decided to just put some star fragments, and then on the right waterfalls on top are the prized gold roses. Just gonna sing in the middle. Continuing on, we're gonna go down here where we will find my Quidditch field. So it's not really big. I tried my best to recreate this part, this Harry Potter um, iconic area. So this is my Quidditch field. I use these park clocks as the goal. I'm still thinking if I should be adding two more. I just don't like the idea that they're all the same height, but who knows? I probably just might for the hell of it. And then I used these stalls and customized them into the house colors in a plaid pattern for these stalls. I'm actually missing one right here. I forgot that I took it out. I'm so sorry about that. But yes, this is my little Quidditch field, and let me know if I might be probably also add some flags. We'll see. They're called champions pennants, I believe, in this game, and they have a few, if not all, the colors as the same as the house colors in Hogwarts. So we'll see if I will be adding that as well to the island. Now we're going to be going down here, and this is actually my favorite part. This is our Great Hall. So I have remade this area so many times. I believe I had to move it 2 to 3 times to get the correct like area for this. So this first started in my house in the second floor, and some of my friends suggested that I should move it outside because it was too small and it just didn't give it any justice. So I decided to put this in my orchard. So this used to be a whole lot of trees in the middle, and I just decided I didn't really need an orchard for the theme of my island. So I used the middle area to recreate the Great Hall. So here you have where they sort the students, and I also decorated it with this frugal hat as the sorting hat. And we have here also the four houses, the four uniforms for the four houses, and Dumbledore in the back. And of course, I finished it off with some tables, some food on the side as well, candlesticks to illuminate the area, some tiki torches because there's always flames in the Great Hall, as well as floating candles in the back. I had to make those customized designs because again, nobody really makes a lot of Harry Potter designs in this game, so I had to put the effort and do it myself. So this is our Great Hall, guys. This is my favorite part in the game, or on my island, at least. And then I finished off this little part as a tea area. It's pretty random, but I didn't want to leave it blank, so I just decided to decorate it with a mush parasol and a little tea area with the tables as well as the stools. And here in the middle, we have our little plaza. And here we have Madame Malkins, where they can buy their uniforms. So I displayed all the robes here. And inside my Able Sisters is actually also all the designs that I made with all the Hogwarts House uniforms. So we're gonna just say hi to the sisters. And here in the back, I displayed all the robes as well as skirt versions of the uniforms, and I thought it was so cute. And I just really wanted to display them rather than having somebody else come to my island, and I just thought it would take so much time, so I decided to make them by myself. Let me know if you want to visit my island also or get the creator code for these uniforms, and I would gladly send my creator ID for you to access these designs. Now, down to the right of my Able Sisters or my Madame Malkins is actually Honeydukes. So I had so much fun making this little area. I wanted it to be all candy, all sweets, all colorful, just like the shop. Although the shop is mainly teal or green, I just wanted it to be really colorful and fun. So I put all the colors of the candy machine. It's here. This is actually red. If only the tree didn't really block it. Let's see if you can see. There you go. This is a red candy machine. And then I have most of the soft serve lamps over here. So cute. They're so cute. And then I added a cotton candy machine and a popcorn machine. And there's some panels that some designs for the candy store design that I wanted. So I was able to find that in the custom designs. To whoever made it, good job. You're so talented and creative. And I finished it off lastly with this frozen counter. There's not a lot of counters that I could find that would really fit into this. And what I really love about it is that it illuminates. So it looks really nice at night. It's not very visible in the day, but at night it's really pretty. You see that it kind of glows at night. So next up is our last and final destination. So we're gonna be going through some villagers of mine, some villager houses. We're gonna head up to my house, which is by the beach. And we're going to be viewing all the common rooms that I made or recreated. So the first common room we have here is the Gryffindor House. I have again some students here. to make it look like it's alive, and I tried to make it as cozy and homey as possible with the bookshelves, the antique clock. I have here even a lion head to obviously signify or represent Gryffindor. So we have some red champions pennants, which is great. I love that little detail in my Gryffindor area. Oops, this candle is not lit. So yes, this is my Gryffindor common room. I hope you love it. I'm so happy also for this rug. It's really pretty and it's just the perfect color as well for the common room. All the common rooms have a color coordinated rug in them, and that part I'm very happy. So next up here we have the Hufflepuff common room, which is headed by Professor Sprout, who we all know loves plants and is the professor for herbology. So I decided to decorate most of the room with plants. We have some coconut planters, some hanging terrariums over here, and potted plants on the wall. I also decided to use this raccoon figure as like a badger in a sense. And yeah, and of course, more students to give it life. We have your yellow couch, a cacao tree, all the random plants that you could find. I put in a vase here on the right just cause it was just a pretty little an added decoration into it, and some tea for the students and cream and sugar as well. And then of course they have their fireplace to keep them warm. Now we're gonna go to the left side of our house and we are going to be entering the Ravenclaw common room. So for this house, um, I don't really know what else I could be adding into here. I've added also some plants into it, some of it, a couple of it, just to give it some life. We have the students as well. Um, Probably adding a hourglass. I'm not really sure, but I really love the wallpaper that I used for this room. It's very regal, and the shade of blues on the wall and as well as for the rug is just perfect for the theme of this house. And then we have our last house or common room, and it is the Slytherin common room. Now, my idea for this common room is that it's rich, it's elegant, it's expensive, like Draco Malfoy, a lot of rich families are in this house. So I decided to go with a lot of glowing things. So even when I turn off the lights, you can see them glow at night. So I used like a Pisces lamp over here. I put a gold figurine, a plasma ball as well, and then some frozen pillars to give it that pizzazz, and then a lot of gold items and decorations like the candlesticks and this urn. I believe this is an Aquarius urn. I'm not sure. And a green carpet, obviously green champions pennant. Some couches with the green accent pillows as well, and then we have I use like I believe this is like a green floral dainty um wallpaper, and I think it's just really pretty. I thought it would be too maybe girly, but then I look at it, I gave it a second look, and I thought it was very you could say royal in a sense. I thought it was just very it looked expensive in a way. So yes, this is so I also used the Slytherin house logo for the pillows over here, as you can see on the couch. That's our Slytherin common room. Now we'll be going down to the kitchen. So for my idea of the kitchen, I was thinking like the Weasley's house. So I wanted it to be really cozy and just like feel at home kind of vibe. So I use like mom's items for this place. So I have here the mom's rug down here, a couple of them. We have this stone oven and a clay oven as well here. We have some pots and pans like you would see in a house, in a regular house hanging. What else? I have some plants as well to give it a little bit of life, just like in the other common rooms, like a fridge, another stove, and a sink. And I also used some mom's embroidery here on the top. I'm still thinking if I should be replacing this cuckoo clock maybe with a regular antique clock of the same shade where we'll see. Again, this island is not yet fully finished. I could make so many um changes to it if I wanted, but it feels like it's almost done. And then of course I finished it off the walls with a brick wallpaper just to give it that rustic look because most of the places in Harry Potter are very either made of wood or bricks, either gray bricks or red bricks. And yeah, those are the finishing touches. This is so far my homey Weasley kitchen. Now we are down to the last room upstairs, and this is my Dumbledore's office. So I have a lot of gold in here. I wasn't very well until now. I'm not so sure about these custom designs that I made. So I really wanted to put like winding staircases to the side or on the side of his gold seat, but it just looks like window panels. So I might be changing the design on that, but we'll talk about that later on. Anyway, so I decided to go for a dark brown desk and a globe for Dumbledore's office. And then of course we have here Phoenix, so I used a bird cage for that. And then I used these frozen pillars for which I changed or customized the colors into yellow to make it look like gold. And then we have the wallpaper, which is actually I believe, a library or manga wallpaper. I'm not very sure, but it uses a lot of books, and we all know in the movie that Dumbledore's office is basically a huge personal library. And then we have also a red Persian rug on the bottom of his by his desk. You can also sit here. There's no chandeliers here in this game, so I decided to make up for it by using a lot of candles on the walls or on the bookshelves, basically. And I might be just adding more Pisces lamps as well because I really want it to be grand. I want Dumbledore's office to be really grand and have lots of things in it. Maybe add even more bookshelves. We'll see. But so far this is the last place that I need to finish um that needs a lot of things. But so far this is Dumbledore's office. Oh, I forgot also I used a bird bath to make it look like a pensive in the movie where Harry is always thrown into to look into memories of Dumbledore's and the sorts. And yeah, so that honestly concludes our island tour, my Harry Potter themed island tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave any comments below. I hope you guys also try this game. It's really fun. It's really easy to understand. A lot of catching of bugs as well and fishing in this game. And yeah, I truly believe that if you want to start into gaming or console games, this is the perfect game for you. It's really easy and fun, and even more fun when you play with your friends. So, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I see you guys next time. Maybe I might do another Animal Crossing video once it's fully done and just show you the changes, the final changes that I've made on my island. And yeah, that's it for now. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Till my next one. Bye.